Hey everybody, it's CALLOUS. I'm back with more CALLOUS Invitational 6 Play in Action. This set was supposed to be narrated by Watermess originally, but unfortunately he's having some technical issues and is going to be unable to do the narration, so you guys are going to be stuck with me. I apologize to those of you who are looking forward to watching Mess do this. He's got his own style and might have done a better job than I'm going to do, but we're going to make the best of it and you're going to get my narration. So, we have Pheo and Pkleech. This is the round of 4 in the Aqua bracket, and the winner here is going to be against the already determined winner of Bush Tush and Arctic Breeze. That video is already up on YouTube, so you might want to go back and check that out before this video if you've not done so already. I'm not going to spoil it right now, but at the end of this, I am going to spoil it and let you know who's against who in the finals of this bracket. So like I said, if you want to avoid that spoiler, check out that video already before you do this. So let's get into it. Pheo got here by defeating Kale in the previous round, whereas Pkleech defeated Rob Jr. Here is game 1 in their best of 3. It's Pheo as PHXO, as I don't know, it's like Pheo with hugs and kisses or something, on the bottom, against Leech on the top. It's a lead Rachi, which I'm generally not fan of, but it does get an immediate 60% body slam para against Mence, which can't be a bad thing. He does have to eat a big earthquake to do it, but it doesn't matter because he's going to get a wish off. And he actually could have been blown away there. He didn't go for protect, but Leech didn't phase him out, so he does get to keep his own wish. So all things considered, probably favorable for Pheo via the paralysis on the Mence. There are spikes down, they get spun away, but Leech taking advantage of that by setting up on it. That's going to be the second Calm Mind. And he could have gone for a third there, but he opted for the attack. Surf on Bliss. Now Calm Mind number 3. Ooh, but Pheo's going to Calm Mind up with him. Calm Mind Bliss has fallen off quite a bit recently. But apparently, that's set. Back in style. Here we go. And it's going to be a pissing contest. They are going to just boost up in each other's faces and, I guess, fish for a crit. Unless the Coon has Roar, in which case, yeah, that's real bad for Pheo. Leech miles ahead now that he's roared. And what wants to switch in now to a Surf? The answer, presumably, is not effing much. Starmie, who resists it, takes 66%. Prays for full para and gets it. Gives him a glimmer of hope to get out of this, but that Coon is still a big threat that he might lose to on its own without any backup support. Leech hasn't even shown half the team. Another full para, that's good. But there's the final Calm Mind boost, so this guy is as boosted and hard-hitting as he gets. And he's going to try to boost up with him. Surf there 31% despite the overwhelming boost advantage. Soft boiled just in case, and there's Roar. That's going to prompt out Meta. That could deal with it. Presumably it has Boom. And Leech does not play around that Boom. He stays in and surfs, totally willing to take that 1-for-1 trade, and also being a huge threat if Pheo opts to switch instead of Boom, which is what happened. He nails the Mence on the way in for 85%, and then obviously finishes it off with the next one. So the first knockout goes the way of Leech, and that is a non-CB explosion against possibly a plus defense Scarm, which is pretty rare these days. Good old Impish Scarm from back in the day takes that explosion pretty well. So Leech is pretty ahead right now, without a doubt. Got the straight up 6-4 Pokemon advantage. There's not really much that Pheo has going for him. The only thing that Pheo has going his way is he's got the paralysis on both the Coon, which probably doesn't matter because it probably has rest. There you go. And on the Salamence from that opening turn where he got him with a body slam. But other than that, this is all Leech. Here's Rachi. Blissey again going to try to Calm Mind up. Is this going to be another Calm Mind war? It is not. It is a toxic Rachi. And that is certainly going to put a stop to Blissey attempting the sweep. Going to try to stall it out. Eats a +2 T-Bolt there for 45%. Avoids para or any of that nonsense. Now Starmie back in. And Rachi is going... Toxic Wish Calm Mind. Okay. Unusual set there for Leech. Obviously, the last move is an attack. You're not just calm minding to boost your special defense. If you were that desperate, if it were that bad, you would just use whatever it's called, Cosmic Power, which it does learn, I believe. So you obviously have an attack if you're calm minding there. So last move, Fire Punch, Psychic, Thunderbolt. Probably not Psychic or Thunderbolt because those could be completely blanked by something. So I guess Fire Punch because it hits all the things other than Flash Fire, which is a non-ability. Let's be real here. Anyway, not getting too far behind. We have some knockouts here. Salamence does get killed, but so does Rachi. Leech still quite a ways ahead here at 5-3. Here's Bliss coming into a Surf. Starmie does eat the Wish and gets back to healthy, but I have this issue a lot. I look at Pheo's team now. I mean, I look at it in general, honestly, but I mean, he does have things like T-Tower and Meta and Salamence that progress the game, but certainly looking at right now, looking at the current game state, with the Meta dead, with the Salamence dead, this is obviously a supportive Star being a bulky T-Wave set, and then Blissey is kind of sort of a sweeper, but we know, given what's on the other side, like the Toxic Rachi, for example, that it's never going to sweep. So it brings me back to the classic question. If you are Pheo, how do you win this game? You cannot lose for a while. He's got two bulky, resilient pokes with recovery moves here, the Star and the Bliss. T-Tar's not super dead here. It's, you know, he can switch out to Starmie here and be fine. I can see how he can not lose for a while. How do you win the game if you're Pheo? Now, granted, Leech doesn't exactly have the world's most aggressive, proactive team either, but I mean, at least he's got a Spiker, or at least he did. Now, granted, Spiker's dead, Spikes are gone, so that's not going to be the win con here. We might be looking at a longer game. These are two more defensive-leaning teams. But yeah, it's hard for me to envision Pheo winning, specifically because the only thing that can really win is the T-Tar, I think. Maybe he can Calm Mind sweep with the Blissey if he finds a way to kill the Jirachi. But that's a pretty major if. What exactly is it that you're killing the Jirachi with? He's never going to let it just get killed by the T-Tar, right? He does miss an opportunity there to Toxic the T-Tar. That actually would have been very good. Good prediction for Teo. God, who the fuck is Teo? For Pheo to, I think I combined Pheo with Tyranitar, which is how we got Teo there. But good prediction for him to get the T-Tar into the Blissey. Here's Doll. And that's another missed opportunity. That could have gotten smacked with a Surf there, but he came in on T-Wave instead. You see how much Surf does. Opportunity there with a crit, even from full health, to just outright kill the Clay Doll. But this is probably a decent trade there for Pheo. That I don't like as much because, again, just opportunity. Could have stayed in, clicked Earthquake, T-Tar's dead. But Pheo's doing what he's going to do. He keeps making these plays to get the T-Tar in. He's risked it multiple times and, again, would just get it killed if he's wrong. But he's doing what he's got to do to get it in, and he knows the T-Tar is the only way that he's going to progress this game. So you've got to take those calculated risks and get there, and so far he's been able to do that. Kun is low, but it is not threatened whatsoever by this Starmie that only has Surf as an offensive move. Kun doesn't care about that at all, even should it crit. Rachi comes in. It is the perpetual check to the Bliss. Blissey fishing for a T-Bolt para there. Could also try to freeze the Rachi. Maybe that's the way out of this game. Hasn't actually shown the last move, but it's got to just be Ice Beam. Right. There we go. We are going to fish for a freeze. The damage is irrelevant. 7% is a nothing burger. It doesn't matter. The key is the ability to maybe freeze. Got to be a little bit scary for Pheo here, not knowing what the last move is. Para might help, and there's full para. I wonder if he just missed an opportunity there to just Psychic or T-Bolt him there and just kill him. No, he goes Toxic again. Still hasn't shown the last move, which is... It's got to be an attacking move, but which one? He doesn't want to show it. Maybe that means it's really good against one of the pokes, but not against the other ones, so he's trying to keep it hidden. And Rachi going to Calm Mind up again. Yeah, I mean, this Rachi, really weird set. is like an ultimate trump card for the Bliss. Not only can it Calm Mind up with you, but it can Toxic you. That just, what a hard counter for Calm Mind Bliss. Not a set that Pheo ever could have prepared against, because it's a total, what the fuck is this? It's an unset. But it's really doing work here. Unset might not even be the right term. I assume, like, when I hear unset, to me it's like this set is blatantly bad. This set should not be used because it blows. I don't know that that's the case here. This is a surprising set and a weird set, but I don't know that it's bad. I can see why this would work here. It's basically, it's your bulky Toxic Rachi, which is a good set, and you're just choosing Calm Mind over the filler move of, like, Body Slam, for example. I think that's okay. Yeah, I don't mind this set at all, actually. And we did finally see what the attack is here, Fire Punch, which makes sense, because like I said, something like Thunderbolt or Psychic can be completely blanked, whereas the Fire Punch is always going to do something, pending Flash Fire, and you also can randomly fish for burns, whereas the Serene Grace effect on, say, Psychic, for example, is really not that damn exciting. Who gives a fuck if you get a Specs drop? So here's Rachi going for a Wish, but it's threatened by the Tar here that we know has EQ. He misses the opportunity, however, to go for an HP Bug and get the Doll. He did go for the straightforward EQ, and that way Doll is going to get the Wish and go back to 100%. Progress undone there. He had taken a Surf before, but he is back to fully healthy. Of course, Pheo is also going to stay healthy by going for a cover here. Like I said many turns ago, when looking at the game state and the lack of ways to make progress for both players, we might be in for a longer game here. And they both have Calm Mind Bliss. What a rare sight. Both teams with CM Bliss. That does not happen very often in 2022. But here we are. Scary for both players. You don't want the game to end this way. I'm surprised that Leech is allowing this. I'm surprised that he didn't go to the Rachi a bit earlier and just say, fuck this, I'm not doing this. You're basically coin flipping the game by doing it this way. Should one of them actually win this Calm Mind War, whether it's a crit or a freeze or whatever it ends up being, the Bliss can just win, which shouldn't be the case because Leech has good answers for opposing Bliss on his team, but I guess the out for Leech is if his Doll is both faster than Bliss, which it certainly should be, and has Explosion, he always has that out, whereas if he loses the Calm Mind War, okay, I could just go to the Doll, I could just blow up, and I'm still fine. Whereas Pheo, if he loses the Calm Mind War, is just fucked, right? I mean, you just have to go to the T-Tar, click Rock Slide, and just get there with enough flinches or crits or whatever until you kill the Bliss without ever letting it actually attack. So I guess from Leech's point of view, he doesn't have a lot to lose here. You play out the Calm Mind War. If you don't get there, that's fine because you've got the Doll. If you do get there, you probably just win. Which happens here because the Ice Beam crits on a non-soft-boiled turn. The faster Blissey belonging to Leech follows up. And that is probably that. There is a chance that T-Tar still gets there for Pheo, but he's got to do a lot of things right. Interesting Rock Slide. Fishes for Para Flinch there, but then he doesn't Earthquake and kill it and misses the follow-up Rock Slide. However, full Para kicks in. He's going to Rock Slide again. Has he been banded this whole time? Is he just stuck on it? Yeah, that's exactly what's happening here. He's locked on it. And that Wish is going to succeed. He could easily get either HP stalled out via the toxic damage or PP stalled out of Rock Slides here. And there is Wish for the Jirachi, which this Starmie is never going to break through. And that's before it starts Calm Minding up. Gonna need a lot of para here, like 4 of them to have a shot. And there is the Wish. This is looking grim. Pheo is going to have to get his T-Tar in on a safe turn against the Jirachi and just make perfect predictions a couple of times. That's all he can do at this point. No, he's just going to concede. He's not even going to go for it. I thought that maybe Pheo still had a small chance to win this game. Not a great one by any means, but a small chance to win this game. And I think this might have been a slightly premature concession. but I do think the large majority of the time, given the current game state, it was going to go the way of Leech. So fair enough. Pheo packs it in. Turn 102, didn't drag it out too long. And we are going to move along to a second game. It is a best of 3, as you guys know. So here it is, Pheo and Leech game 2. Pheo needs to win this game and a third game, or he's going to be out. Leech has not yet dropped a game in play-ins. He could win this and book himself a ticket in the finals against the already determined winner of Bush Tush and Arctic Breeze, which, like I said, I will spoil at the end of the video. Let's go to game 2. It's going to be Pheo on the bottom again, and it's going to be Leech on the top again. Common leads in Mence and T-Tower respectively. Uncommonly, they both stay in, but Leech with the overwhelmingly better turn 1. Over prediction from Pheo going Hidden Power looks like flying, only to get Ice Beamed and killed. And now the T-Tower is going to outspeed the Cloyster, which doesn't happen very often. Usually Cloyster invests in a lot of speed. He's going to get 1 layer spikes down only before getting nailed and killed. Yes, Earthquake kills the T-Tower, but gotta like Leech's position. 2 very quick, easy peasy kills here. There's a mash. He's trapped, quote. But yeah, he's not locked on that. We see the lefties, so we know he has the ability to switch it up to Earthquake. And that's exactly what he does. Pheo there is just going for an immediate crit or power or some nonsense. I don't know if he's tilted or just balls to the walls or what, but he is playing this game fast and furious, and it is not working out. Fast and loose might be a better term. Leech is really smacking him around. We're only 8 turns in, and it feels like Pheo has already lost this game, especially with the Aerodactyl going down. This looks like a disaster. Leech is taking this one with very little resistance. Here's Pheo putting up his fight. He goes for agility. Is he even faster than the Mence now? He is not. Does not have enough speed, and/or it is a really fast Mence, but agility is not good enough to outspeed here. And this one in sharp contrast to the previous game. Last one goes 102. This one goes fucking 12. Pheo is going to pack it in right here, right now. This one is all Leech. He doesn't even reveal half his team. And Leech has not dropped a game in these play-ins. He is going to be in the finals of the Aqua bracket, about to spoil it. Click out if you don't already know. It is going to be the finals of the Aqua bracket. Arctic Breeze against Pkleech in what should be a very exciting set from 2 of the more creative players in the play-ins. Pheo put up a good fight, especially in the first game, and he looked decent against Kale in the first round as well, but he's going to be out. Perhaps we will see him next year. If you guys have enjoyed this tournament so far, or hell, even just this video, please do leave a like. It helps. Please consider subscribing if you've not done so already. And, of course, I'm obligated to ask you guys to please consider donating to the tournament. We got a decent little prize pool building. 1,400 and change pre-tour is good, but no such thing as too much. We always want to try to beat the year before, which was 2,200 and change. If we can beat that total, great. If not, no big deal. But if you're enjoying it and you got a little money, doesn't have to be a lot, $5, $10, whatever you can do, and you want to support the tour, I would love for you to do that. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. More CALLOUS Invitational content on the way. I will see you guys in the next video.